Hello, Simon Bounty Caesar, and I'm going to take you through my week 3 project 2 part 1. And it's I made a Tempo API. Okay, so first I'm going to show you my VS Code file setup, and then Gitignore shows right here that my .env file and all my credentials that I do not need to get pushed to GitHub are ignored by Git. And here's my env file. It stays local on my PC. All right, so let's test. So I made a simple UI so that I can navigate easily without going to type here, right here in the URL. So I made these navigation buttons so that they can take me directly to those places I need to go. So right here is the Swagger UI and API docs. And this is my Tempo API. And when I press here, this is the get endpoint. And press try it out, then execute. It will bring a list of tempos that I have in my database and collection. So right now I have 2 collections, tempos and reviews, but we'll go through all of them later on. All right, so the tempos works well. Then post lets us create a new tempo. So let's try creating a new tempo. That is maybe, let's say 300. Yeah. So this is by this way it should not be in strings. It's just boolean. So name any location, and you can leave all of this and just edit this that needs to be edited. It should be maybe false or true, and not in strings because it's a boolean. And then execute. Show it's been created successfully. Code 201. Here 201 shows it's created. Tempo ID 300, name any, like we just testing this. Right, so test the error, data validation. We're going to put this in strings. See, let's execute right here when tempo ID is in strings. It will refuse to create that tempo because it's in strings, and it's a number, not to be in strings. It's a boolean, right? So it shows data validation is working well. So get tempo by ID. Let's try it out. So let's try using getting the tempo just created. Tempo with the tempo ID 300. All right, so here is the tempo I just created with all this testing information. Tempo ID, name any location, any region, any country, regional info false, right? And yeah, if you try getting tempo that has no ID, or getting an ID that is not assigned to a tempo, let's try and see. It brings an error. That means data validation is working here as well. And then put lets us update the tempo information. Let's try updating tempo ID with 300. Just created, and new tempo name, new city, region, country updated. Let's just leave that all like that, and just for testing. And bring here code 200. Code 200 shows it's okay. It's been updated. and right here it shows response body, and my tempo has been updated to new tempo name, new city, and all that, and all the other stuff that was there is right now gone. Uh, so the delete, just delete tempo with its ID. So let's try deleting that one we just created and execute. Tempo was deleted successfully. All right, that's the response it shows. So reviews, this is the second collection. And you try the reviews, asks us for a tempo ID. Let's try getting review for a tempo ID with one. Response code 200 shows 200. Okay, it's okay. And this is the okay. This one I had recently just added it also. As I was testing out the UI, the tempo API, right? So that works just fine. And let's try adding new review. Alright, so review ID, if it's a number shouldn't be in strings, say 2007, and tempo ID, let's say 1. And rating should also be a number and not in strings. 5, comment any date any, and it should also not be in strings. True, then execute. Alright, it brings you that the review created right here. Review has been created successfully. Alright, so when we try, let's say I put this in strings. We should not be in strings. And press execute. It brings us an error because the data is not supposed to be like that, which means data validation is wrong. So if we get review by review ID, let's say let's try getting the review just created, that is 2007, and execute. And then the response body should be review item plus the tempo we assigned it to. With this we all left for testing. In the rating I gave it 5, and true there shows it's working well. Return its code. All right, let us update the review. So review ID is updating the review is created. Tempo ID was 1. You can assign it to another tempo if you want. Author Jendo, and rating. Let's maybe drop it to a 4 if we want. Comment create table visit. Yeah. All right. So let's press execute. And the code is 200, which means code description. Okay, it's working well. Response body, and it shows the updated information right here as we wanted it to. And yeah, the delete review lets us delete review using the review ID. So let's try deleting the review we just created, 2007. Right, review was deleted successfully. And test whether this has worked. Let's try getting that review using the review ID. Execute and review is nowhere to be found. All right, so that's it for this week. Thank you.